Guys, we're here in my shop again, and some of you may have heard in previous videos that I'd planned to try to install some more of my vintage fluorescent lights. You've seen the ones upstairs, you've seen this one here, and I got permission to put some stuff in this garage next door, which is used by a combination of my landlord and one of the other tenants. One of the other tenants parks his car in here, and my landlord stores a lot of things, but nobody really uses the space. So here I have these two, I don't know what they're called, Joleco fluorescent fixtures from the 50s. I've asked if they're a half pipe or a Striplight, because the end caps are kind of like a half pipe, and the way the bulbs are positioned is like a half pipe, but the centerpiece, the channel or the chassis, is like a Striplight. So, and I got the other one that was kind of halfway in between a Striplight and a half pipe right here. Can't remember if I've shown this space on videos before. Most of these lights were out, and the CFLs, so I just put new CFLs in there. I'm actually, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to put those on a motion sensor, because the tenant that uses this garage just leaves them on, and the landlord doesn't like that. So they'll be on a motion sensor that will just cut on when he's in here and cut off. And the fluorescent lights are on a switch here with the fan. So let's see if I can get all three of them in a shot. The bulbs are about gone. Those are the original bulbs with these fixtures. At least all but two of them are. I got the fixtures with, talking about the 8-footers, I got the fixtures with 6 bulbs, I think? Can't remember. I think I 7 bulbs. 7 bulbs came with. All were not slim lines, these are all slim lines. Sylvania Lifelines, except one was a Westinghouse blackender. And one of the bulbs was bad to the point where it wouldn't light, one of the Sylvanias. And replaced that with, and then replaced the missing one with a couple GE vintage bulbs that I had, but left the other ones. I'll change them as they go. That's got Westinghouse blackenders in it down there. So then I got this late 70s, early 80s cast iron leading edge 60-inch Awesome model A60. Awesome is actually the model name. Cast iron motor, steel blades. Probably the most powerful industrial fan I have. Just figured I wanted to put it in a big space where you could really see what it could do. So let's turn it to low. It's on a 8, 12, 20 control. That's the 8. Man, that's a lot slower. This must be a slightly different line voltage on this circuit. I guess those fluorescent fixtures will they'll draw about 2 amps a piece. So, and then there's that one. That's another maybe 3/4 of an amp. I don't actually know what that draws. Okay, low. Medium low. Medium high. By the way, everything just plugs in right there. And high. It's a pretty windy day, so it's going to be hard to tell what breezes from the fan and what breezes from outside. I guess I can close the garage door. Having the natural light in here was nice. I cleaned up a lot of trash that was on this floor, but now that I've got the ladder gone and the fans blowing stuff around, I'm noticing more. I don't think anybody's cleaned this space in a long time. So I'm going to close the garage door, I guess, so that I can that's going to be a motion sensor there. I've been told this old car here actually runs beautifully. It doesn't need a thing except air in the tires. I don't know why he doesn't keep air in the tires. I actually asked him about it last night. Well, it's definitely moving some air back here. Trying to move within the tractors. Powerful fan. Thought about taking down this trouble light. I don't think anybody uses it, but it works. And it's not in the way, so why not leave it? And if somebody does want to use it, it's there. Okay, let's open the door back up because I like the sunlight. And let the fan spin down. Upper canopy is a little crooked, I'm noticing. I think I'm going to leave it for now. I don't know. No, it's going to bother me. I'll change it. That's a 8-inch or 10-inch down rod on this. I can't remember which. I started out with 2-foot chains in the lights, but those hung too low. So I dropped it down to, I don't even know what they measure now, actually. It's a 25 of the little links. Very pleased with how this turned out. I thought about putting another fan back there, but it seemed hard to, didn't seem like there'd be a way to have it be symmetrical with that garage door there. At least with the 3 lights, it's symmetrical. So not related to vintage stuff, but if anybody cares, that's going to be a motion sensor. And then there's one over there that's going to be a motion sensor. It's a 3-way, so if you come in either door, the lights will come on. What I don't know, there's another switch over there. There's 2 switches over there. I don't know what that other switch does. Let's go around and see. Can't hurt. I actually really like this car. This is, if I were to start collecting cars, that would be the era from which... Ah! There's a light. Does the light work? We will look into that tonight, because I don't think there's any way to test it in the daytime. That answers that. So here's the installation once again. And I was really looking forward to doing this, so I'm glad that Chuck said yes. You guys have seen my landlord. He's been in the videos putting Bondo on the SMCs. And he knows a little bit about fixing every kind of thing. That was just the cheap shop light that was hanging up there before. Took it down because it didn't really fit. And you can't put ballasted load and you can't put magnetic and electronic ballasts on the same motion sensor without expecting problems. You can do it, but it's not recommended by the manufacturer. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that video. I'm glad to have gotten this done. I'm glad I got these lights out. Oh, I forgot to mention, they probably came out of a Woolworth's. Apparently, all Woolworth stores that were built or remodeled during, I don't know what era it would have been, but I guess the 50s would have had these, and I did find some archived pictures, and the Woolworths here in Madison, Wisconsin did indeed have these fixtures. So, it's probably where these came from. How they got from Woolworths to me, I don't know. I pulled them out of a house on the same block as my parents' house. All those houses went up in the 50s. So technically they could have been original to the house, but we don't know. A lot of other cool vintage stuff in that house. Oh, the lower canopy, that's what I was going to do. That, and that wire coming off of that Striplight, I was going to try to hook it around one of the hooks so it's not going at such a weird angle. So that's the rest of it for today. Hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching.